English, yeah. Okay, so let's get the podcast memes on underway. Okay. Good morning, everybody. We're going to discuss some of this crap in this Discord, and basically whatever we want for like 30 minutes, and it's going to be a good time. We'll call it a podcast, and then we'll play some video games. I just woke up recently. I'm having a hard time being a productive human being. I don't know if you guys share this experience, but it's definitely where I'm at. All right, so Spencer was asking us. I don't have a link exactly, or I don't have a link. It's more of a general question. What's your opinion on headphone jacks, or not including headphone jacks in phone? He kind of alludes to it here that more budget phones always include it. Okay. More budget phones include it. And he thinks it shows what they're going for. Okay, so I think this is probably because he's maybe like watched MKBHD or something. Which, of course, I do too, because he's an excellent YouTuber. But there's more tells than just like, you know, somebody telling you, so we should look at it. So every single budget phone, except this one that's recently been announced, so this is a gaming phone, the Pixel 3a and the Zenfone 6. I think these are the two like big budget phones right now. The OnePlus has kind of gone past budget, in pretty much everybody's opinion, really. Like, they've kind of blown past budget. They're gonna have a OnePlus 7 aside from the 7 Pro, but it's basically a 6T rebranded. So, yeah. So this is with $399, and this is oh man, what is it? How much is the Zenfone 6? $499. It's like a $500 phone. So when they cut out the headphone jack, and that would be Apple, they had a vision, like, because they released the AirPods at the same time, right? They had a vision for like a completely wireless experience, right? And that kind of makes sense, because if you can buy a $1,000 phone outright, like Apple wants you to, you can afford their AirPods. And if you can afford their AirPods, then you're going to have the wireless experience that they're looking for. And naturally, the people, I think the assumption here by phone companies is that the people who would still use their headphones, like the regular pair of headphones, are like enthusiasts, like headphone enthusiasts, or people who can't afford a pair of wireless buds. Because I don't have mine on me, but I have a pair of Icon X's, and they cost $250 when I got them. And if I wanted to pick up a pair of Icon X, or Galaxy Buds as they're called now, they'd be $199 Canadian and $149 American. So they're much cheaper now, much more affordable, especially for buds, but they're still expensive as shit. So, you know, everybody has a pair of headphones laying around. And I think they just figured that if somebody got an iPhone but couldn't afford headphones, they just use like a dongle or something. So that's why I think this trend has happened. I think it's pretty self-evident. Like, what other budget phones are there? Let's take a look. Let's back up our thesis here a little bit. I know the ThinQ didn't have one. Did the Poco phone have one? The Galaxy S10e has one. I don't know if the S10... Does the S10 have a headphone jack? The regular S10? Yeah, it does. Okay, so Samsung is just like going against the grain here. But yeah, I noticed budget phones tend to keep them. Budget phones tend to keep them. But I don't think the more expensive phones, they tend to drop the headphone jack for wireless, like, because they think you're going wireless pretty much. Okay. Oh, is it? Yeah, I can imagine, man. S10 Plus. So Serge, have you owned other? Do you feel like the Samsung like lags a little bit? Because I always feel like they lag a little bit when you move around, like when you transition between screens. But I don't know if that was just the model I was using in store, because I obviously don't own one. All right. But I really felt like it was just their UI. Yeah, okay, maybe they've like patched or something, or maybe that was just the model I was trying. Okay, so I think this was Yoshimeister dropped this one in here. So this is the Shift mechanical keyboard. I think you can get this. I don't even know where you could buy this. Can you buy this? Drop.com. What is that? This isn't Mass Drop, is it? Oh, they changed. Oh, when did they do that? It's the format seemed familiar. The website design seemed familiar. So this is an interesting one. I don't think these are hot swappable switches, right? But what you do get from this keyboard is you get a full board layout. Like you get all of the numpad and the like page up, page down. And what do they get rid of? The right control. Right Windows key goes. This is an interesting set of trade-offs. Look at this. So here you lose some of the shift key, and you lose right control and right Windows. Right? And that makes room for this, for the arrow keys, and then you get to keep the entire full key set on the right. That looks, if you take a 10 kilos board and you add one row to the side, it looks about that size. Right? So this is pretty interesting. So these are hot swappable. All drop boards are. So you can actually take out, so this is a hot swappable board, which I'm not convinced it is totally yet, but somebody in the Discord said it was, right? Yeah, hot swappable switches. Yoshimasa says, okay. So this board, you can take the Cherry MX switches out and drop new ones in. Well, no, separation between keys is going to be standard, Desolate. Right? So this is going to be the same as a regular keyboard, for sure. Like the spacing on the 10 keys over, but you do notice that the function keys are weirdly spaced. Like this would be a weird StarCraft keyboard if you're coming from a regular keyboard, because look at how huge the gap is between function keys, right? Right, I can just do this now. Genius. Oh, wait. Did they redo it? Okay, so they redid it. That was a prototype, and here's the legit version. Nice link. You can see it here. Now the gap is correct. Right? And this gap on the side here looks smaller. So you're looking at a board that almost is 10 keyless with all of the keys. Yeah, this is a contender. If you're happy with a 10 keyless size and you aren't looking for smaller, this looks like it's a board you could pick up. Right? It's still in pre-order phase though. But this is a nice looking board. It's sexy. Looks like it's like all aluminum chassis. Those offset arrow keys would have you tilted, Ice Wolfie? Yeah, okay. I agree. But I mean, this board is going to have a learning curve for sure, but you get something out of it, right? You have to make a trade-off in learning to use the arrow keys properly, but in the meantime, you get, in the form factor of a 10 keyless, you get like all of the keys. You get the numpad and then all of the keys for 10 key as well. So I feel like they did a pretty reasonable job here creating a solution. Yeah, I mean, I agree, NYK, that the numpad is useless for us. It's useless for me. I don't use it at all. But a lot of people who do like programming work, they do use it, or accounting, or I don't know, anything with numbers. Nice. I like the feet design here, where you just plop them in there. Very cute. All right. What are the keys at the top right? The keys at the top right are home, end, page up, page down. This looks like, I don't know. This is print, minus, plus, enter. I don't know what those are. Oh, insert and delete. Is that what they are? Oh, insert, delete. Down here? Isn't that weird? Wouldn't you want to put the slash and star down here and insert delete up here? Is that strange? Okay. Well, I went with crap, I'll show you. I went with this one. Well, hold on. No, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, okay. This is what I went with. I'm gonna try this bad boy out. I got a Magic Force 82 V2 with reds. I don't think the base is aluminum though. I think it's plastic. It could be aluminum. Man, that looks small. Yeah, that's the point. I always, especially now that my mouse is a cable again, I always clip the corner. So losing the 10 keys is going to be really awesome. I want a keyboard that just cuts these off completely, but I'll take this. Like, this is fine. Right, so basically with this you lose the 10 keys, swap it for 1 rose. I hate the font too, but I could just swap that off for my ducky if I hate it. Right, are these PBT? I just bought, yeah, double shot PBT caps. I like the size of the board. Like, this feels like a really sick board size. Right? Oh, is this the original? Yes, this isn't the V2 version. This is the original version. Which I don't know why they're selling. Okay. We could browse through that forever, but let's try and move on. Yeah, Joey, I agree. This is a good track. Alright. I looked into these a little bit. The Jabra. Like, I don't know, these are new, right? These came out very recently, the 27th. I can't remember what the talking points on them are. It's so crazy how, like, these tech reviewers are, I think they all just really like the AirPods. Like, it's really strange, right? But you can't, there's something about them that they all like, because they can't seem to recommend anything over them for, like, day-to-day use. Obviously for exercise and stuff, they get destroyed by, like, even their own other product, the Beats Pro and, like, these and Bose. But something about day-to-day use, man, like, people just keep recommending them. Oh, it doesn't have closed captioning. Like, isn't this like look weird. You know? I like the fact that the mic kind of points out though. You'd think that they'd take good calls that way. Right. Oh, okay. So these came out in November. Yeah, because I've seen them in stores. So I figured, like, they can't be that old. Or they can't be that new. But, you know, I thought maybe they refreshed them or something. He seems thoroughly impressed here. Hold on.
These are good headphones. These are good headphones. It's a good value. I mean, they sound better than AirPods. It's in the same territory as like the Beats product, but the Beats product is a lot more expensive, the Power Beats. The other thing that I'm curious about is the call quality, because that's a big.
Yeah, I want to. This is why I unpaused. I want to hear this.
Really do a phone call right now. Hey man, how's it going?
Not too bad. Well, the sound quality is not too bad. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so it's interesting. There's very little lag as well. The ability to hear my own voice through the microphones on the headset is really helpful. Wow, interesting. Okay, you sound good too, and you think I sound good.
Yeah, nice.
No digital weirdness, compression.
No, not at all. It's been pretty like smooth.
Smooth. The design of it.
So that's interesting. Like, this is an interesting one then. So these you might contemplate these if you take calls a lot. Oh my god, you're pathetic. Jesus. Yeah, so I just realized that if you're listening to this as a podcast, you're like, what just happened? Yeah, we gotta love the Twitch trolls, man. So good. They just fucking rock up in here, just being racist and stuff, casually. What's your opinion on the gays streamer? Just can't help but shake my head. Okay. So if you're in the market for a pair of headphones that like take good calls, maybe these are good. The way that the mic comes out is like really nice. You know? Get a better feed from the voice.
It's not gonna be for
but I don't know, like
life up to 5 hours.
What do these even cost? What do these set you back? $169. Huh. So these are $20 more than the Galaxy Buds. I don't know if that's worth it then. But these are, yeah, I don't know if these are worth it. Because the sweat resistant ones, or the actual like waterproof ones, are $189. Yeah, I don't know. Seems expensive considering the competition is like, cause this is pre-Galaxy Bud, right? The new Galaxy Buds are like $149. Or they're supposed to be $149 from in the States. Something like that. And these are like, you know, this is the new shit. Look at that. I like the little wingtip design on the end here. Yeah, so some of the Joey's talking about the, you know, Ryzen 3900X fitting in his original Mobo. It'll fit, but a lot of the first gen Mobos won't support it. They weren't built for the power draw and the core count. So you gotta like pay attention. I know MSI said that their first gen won't do it. Asus I think has said that theirs might. Depends. Oh really, Serge? So Serge is saying that his are broken and they won't charge anymore. The Galaxy Buds. Were they good when you were using them though? obviously, if they're in warranty, like, duds happen. Right? It's always important to keep that shit in mind when you buy tech stuff. That bugs happen, bugs happen, and you get a dud every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear something here and then you're like, I bought it, streamer, it's your fault, it's broken. No. Okay, so I think we talked about this a bit yesterday in our actual stream. But we'll talk about it again now because this is like the place for it. So SteelSeries is going to be like the first, I think the first mainstream company with a Hall effect switch. And you may be like, well, streamer, what is a Hall effect switch? So a Hall effect switch is like basically it measures the actuation. So when the switch clicks, based on a magnetic field, as opposed to an actual physical like button being pressed. So one side effect of this, if you can see on screen, is that they can change the distance with which they activate the switch manually. So you can manually determine how fast your key switch is, like your key press. So you can tap your key and it'll instantly go off like 0.4 millimeters. Or you can have it so that it's like 4 millimeters. Yeah. Other companies have apparently done this, but no mainstream board has done this. Right? That's what we came to the conclusion of. SteelSeries will be the first to mass produce and make these in mainstream boards. Yeah. Very interesting premise. They have a TKL version and a regular version. So this is my problem with these switches, and it's 100% a side effect of the tech and not on like a design flaw. Because they're non-mechanical, you don't get a tactile bump. Because a tactile bump happens because you actually click the switch like physically. So now all of these switches are linear, right? Since all these switches are linear, like, it's only going to be something you want if you're a fan of reds or like clears. So to me, this is aimed directly at people who are like just interested in speed or linear switches, like whatever the fastest switch is. So this is probably going to be aimed at mostly esports players trying to get in on the buzz, like, you know, what fastest is. But in SteelSeries' defense, they're not stupid. They also offer the keyboards in mechanical red, blue, and brown. So if you like the board style and you want a mechanical switch, they offer it as well in the same boards. Right? So they have this brand new switch, and then they're like, yo, actually, in case you were looking at that, but you want to buy this other stuff, here you go. But this is what their pro lineup is. Like, this is why I say the thing about the professionals, they're aiming towards that, because this is the Apex Pro line, and this is just the Apex 7, right? Okay, so Desolate asks what mousepad I'm using. So let's go on a quick tangent, because I'm done with the keyboard thing anyway. That's pretty much where we're at with that. I use the MP510. This is a very strange mousepad. Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit about this. This mousepad is textured, but it's smooth. I have never used anything like this mousepad in my whole life. Okay? Very weird. I don't quite know how to describe it. Things slide very well on it, but it's like textured. Like you can see the texture. It's not flat. Like this. Resists water as well. It's an amazing mousepad. Like, so I watch almost every Rocket Jump Ninja video that comes out. And honestly, like, when he was talking about this, he was very hesitant. First of all, let me finish my thought first. So he was very hesitant to recommend it because he thought, even though he loved it and it's his main pad now, he's very weird. And Cooler Master released a smooth pad as well. So you can buy one of those, but this is my choice personally. I'd recommend it. I'll die on the hill for it. I think it's good. How's the durability? I mean, it's as durable as any of the large cloth pads. Cloth pads tend to last a long time. Just in general, when the manufacturer charges like $40-$50 for them, because they charge a lot. And I always find that when those guys charge a lot, I never break them. I always just get a new one for fun. I've never properly worn out a mouse pad. I always just kind of I've had them last over a year, 2 years. But now I would go through them like once every year, once every 6 months, just because I like I don't know. I like trying what the new companies do. I like to talk about it, so it's a good thing for me to try them for that reason. Critical asks if I've ever used a metal mouse pad. No. I used the SteelSeries hard pad. I don't know if they still sell it. This one. Like, literally a smaller version of this one. My first ever mouse pad, Cassie bought for me. I was just getting into StarCraft, and I just bought a Death Adder, and I was playing a lot, like 3 or 4 games a day. And she bought me this. And that kind of marked the doubling down on the, she was sort of behind me on my adventure in StarCraft 2. Yeah, I bet she regrets that shit, huh? But yeah, this is my first pad. Right here. Just like this. I still have it somewhere. I think it's upstairs. The thing about hard pads, and the reason I never use them, is that they destroy the feet. They absolutely annihilate the feet on the mice. Right? Alright. What are we at here? 43? Alright, 7 more minutes, chat. And this is important because I've had trouble staying in the 30-minute limit, okay? I've had troubles. So I don't know why this gaming monitor was linked. I can only imagine it's because of the sale. Is it still on sale? Yeah, it was. So this monitor was $13.99. It is now retailing for $449. Save $950. Now, I don't know if this is one of those situations where people mark up, then mark down. But it's got quite the feature set, right? We got a 4K IPS display. That's big. You can't see the price? My bad. So, $449. $13.99. Ooh, FreeSync 1, not 2. Okay, that's a negative. That's not good. But a 4K IPS display is tough to get your hands on. I don't think it's 144 hertz. It would be in the title for sure. Specifications. Wait. Vertical refresh rate versus horizontal refresh rate? I've never seen them listed individually. Have you? Isn't that weird? I've never seen that. It's got Type-C, HDMI, and DisplayPort. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we're being skamazed. Dude, LG is unironically charging $14.29 American for this monitor. Is this like the Jesus of monitors? Why is it so expensive? Oh, it's got the It's got HDR10. Okay. HDR is a feature that people talk about a lot. I couldn't care less. And it's got Type C, but $14.99 is insane. The IPS makes me feel like 4K IPS, man. That makes me feel like that's where the value comes in here. Because this is like a creator's one, right? Because it's got the full sRGB range. Then we're straight to the bezel-less pretty much too. Oh, you can charge your shit with this monitor. Wait. Okay. This feature set's pretty dope. Look, you can control the monitor's brightness and stuff in Windows. Looks like. Right? And you can have... Wait. The monitor supports dual monitor in the monitor. This is way too much money for this, but fuck. Yo, $449 for this is a fucking joke. Bro, alright. So we gotta be honest right now with ourselves. This is way too little for $14.99. Or for whatever they're charging. But for $449, this shit's legitimate. This is good for $449. If you want a good monitor right now, that like, you know, especially if you're in your like design and shit, this is the dream. You can't beat this for $449. This is nuts. Like, this alone, the dual monitor in one monitor is so good. That's actually so sick. Because what you really have is you have a huge 27-inch display, right? You break that in half, and now you have a bezel-less dual display at 4K. It's like two 1080p screens or whatever.
We figured you might be able to tell us what's behind the mystery of this mask.
As long as the mask is in your possession, you are in safe.
Well, I mean, it just depends. So Wolfie is talking with Grizz here about like 4K, meaning that the pixel density is high. Yeah, I mean, the manufacturer has to know the screen size. If they know the screen size, they can scale up all of their icons and shit. Yeah, but you can technically have, because this window, because you can have 8, like, because it's 2 monitors, you can have 8 windows, right? It's huge, right? So then you have and it's 4K, so with good clarity, you'll have like 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 twice. So you can have 8 panels, and it's like bigger than a 27-inch monitor, right? So these windows won't be so square. They'll look more like they're like this on that equivalent monitor, because I have a 24-inch monitor, so like it'll be like this, right? Very nifty, very nifty. Yeah, so I'll leave this link in the morning meme material channel, and if you guys want to pick one up, that's the dream. Okay, so this is basically like the first Hall effect switch. But we already understand the technology, right? So, but this is cool that it already exists. Yeah, April 14th, 2018. So this was done a long time ago. We're at 50 minutes. Oh! All right. I see. The thing is that like, it's got the Hall effect switch. The boards are ugly, dude. That's 2 years younger than me. Yeah. I just took that in. So you're getting like a So Nick says, bro, you're getting that. Well, I'm sitting here over here on a Toshiba laptop that is 2 years younger than me. Bro, how could you even load like HTML5 pages? What? What are you, like fucking 9? Like, oh no, dude. Yeah, man. I mean, listen. When you're looking at tech like this is probably because your job is to do graphic design and things. Like, I struggle all the time. Like, this is why I got an IPS panel. I struggle all the time with color accuracy. Like, I remember very specifically, I'd make like an emote, and I'd be like working on my emote, and I'd be like all proud of my work, and I post it in Discord, and I get a bunch of people like being like, "What the fuck are these colors? This is disgusting." And I load it up on my phone because phones have good color accuracy usually, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is horrible," because my monitor is shit, right? My monitor is crap. So, and I'm just a simple Twitch streamer. So if I can see the value in having a monitor that's color accurate, like, professionals are going to look at this $1,000 saving and they're just going to be like, here, take my money. Okay. Good. So I'll leave this link up here. We still didn't even get to the Master Mouse 710. We'll get to that tomorrow. All right, let's play some games, I guess. It marks the end of the Coffee Corner podcast today. I think this will be version 1. I liked this. Okay, I corrected all of my mistakes from before. I'm down for this. This is a good meme. Titles, European ladder. Excellent. How's the new mouse going?